friends, thanks so much for coming back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Eagle, Idaho real estate market, the average sold price for the end of February, average sold price for the end of January. We're going to do a comparison of the two, and we're going to talk about the inventory, and this is in the existing home sale market because that is the one that has the best data. The new construction data tends to be quite skewed one or the other, and sometimes there's zero published, and so it gets very convoluted. But the average sold price is an average of all the sales of a certain criterion. So first of all, we're going to be talking about what we get is we get data called the market dynamics of the average sold price. We don't go by median. The Boise Realtors does. We go by the average. We like taking a whole data bank of all of the sales and averaging those. We find that that is a very good swath of information. And so what we'll do is we'll talk about the trends. I'll show you some snapshots of the trends over the last year since 2015 so that you can kind of see that. And what we're doing is we are leveling off in Eagle. So Eagle's having a really hard time going much higher than that 940, 950 mark and on the average sold price. So let's be clear, we're talking the average sold price of $950,000. When we purchased a home just north of Eagle, we paid like $282 for it for a 2,500 square foot house. Good luck finding that in Eagle now, right? There is no way you can find even a fixer for $282. So things have definitely changed, and Eagle is definitely popular, and it tends to be a really beautiful, small, quaint town that's about 10 miles by 11 miles, and people really love it in Eagle. So let's take a look at the numbers because that's what you're really here for. All right, the average sold price in Eagle end of February, $939,582, down 0.1% from the previous month of $941,256. That was up 1% from the previous. So, and let's look at the number of sales. So the active sales, the active listings in Eagle are 70. And let's just be clear about when Eagle really peaks on inventory, and that's June. In June, May and June, we have the most active homes on the market in May and June in Eagle. And we're talking not a lot of homes. 123, 125, May and June. So when we have the highest number of homes, then generally you would think we would have the highest number of sales, but we don't. We kind of peak at the end of July on the sales. We tend to close more in August, July and August. So they go on May, we go pending in June, maybe they close July and then August. So it is tiered that way. And if you can look at it that way, then that's pretty common, pretty good data that we have had over the years. Then we have 70 homes at the end of February, and then 45 pendings and 27 closed. So much slower in Eagle. People in Eagle don't tend to purchase and sell homes in the winter because it tends to be a community with a lot of families who have kiddos in school, and so they tend to not put those homes on the market because they don't want to move during the school year because there aren't district transfers in Eagle. So you really want to stay where you are and then make those moves. So, but in January, those numbers were very similar. So we had 78 homes on the market at the end of January, 35 pendings and 22 closed. So when you take about 22 closed in January, 27 in February, not much of a difference. And then you have 35 pendings and 45 pendings. So a little bit a scotch up, but 78 homes versus 70, only an 8 home difference. That is almost really unheard of, right? I mean, it's so slight and so tiny that it's really, really difficult to really get, really good, strong data. I'm going to tell you the price ranges of the average sold. The most homes that are sold are in 2 different price ranges. That's in 600 to 800, and then 1 million to 1.5 million. Those are the 2 highest selling in 12 months. So those are the 2 highest selling pockets of price ranges in a 12-month period. And if you look at the graph on months of inventory, we have 1.2 in that 600 to 799, and then we have 2.4 months of inventory in the $1 million to $1.5 million. Now, what does that mean? Okay, 0 to 3 months is a seller's market. 4 to 6 months is an equal market, or what we call balanced. And then anything more than 6 months is a buyer's market. And frankly, in Eagle right now, we don't have a buyer's market. So we only have 4.6 months of inventory in the 2 million plus market. And there are more of those homes than you would realize. We had 21 sales in that more than $2 million last year, or in the last 12 months even. So that's even counting everything. And then I just want to share with you kind of the sold to original ratios. And we're at 95 to 101 to 96. So anywhere from maybe a 4 or 5% difference, which is not a lot. And in those larger square footages, maybe a 4%, we're selling at 96. At the 4169, we're selling at 97. Percent of asking to sales, 3579, 96.9. And we're at, in that 350 to 399, we're at 101%. So not very many homes in that range, and they kind of are snatched up because those are first-time home buyers. The 2428 to 2888, they're at 98% of the list price. So great numbers, and I think that those numbers are exactly the same as the previous month, or just a scotch off. So don't want you to think that the month of January was any different. Wasn't much different. So I hope this helps, and I hope that you really enjoy knowing what the numbers are in the different pockets. If you'd like to see more pockets of interested cities in the Treasure Valley that you're interested in, just DM me or message me on YouTube, and I'm happy to do kind of an analysis for you and pull up the historical differences there. I know Eagle, we love watching Eagle because Eagle is a trendsetter at this point, whereas the North End and Boise used to be a bigger trendsetter than they are. They're sort of not as much of a trendsetter and not garnering and capturing as many of those really high-end sales as Eagle is. So Eagle is one of those trendsetters. So as always, be safe, be happy, and be home. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And then if you want more of these videos, great. And then give us a thumbs up or comment. And we'll also have some other links to our website, our relocation page. If you're from somewhere else, we'd love to have a conversation with you about your real estate plans for this year and for next year and beyond, and help you kind of chalk out a real estate plan for increasing your real estate portfolio. It's always good to have a little bit of diversity, even if you do have 200 shares of NVIDIA. Which I hope you do. But anyway, and I'm not a stockbroker, so please don't take this as stock advice. And have a great day, and we'll see you on the flip side.